Well, hello everyone. I'm Eric Lafontaine, Publishing and Marketing Manager at Tribute Games, and I'm joined today by two of my wonderful colleagues to chat about our upcoming DLC to TMNT Shredder's Revenge, Dimension Shellshock. Fred?
Yes, Frederic Gemus, game designer at Tribute Games, and
Yannick Belzil, I am narrative designer at Tribute Games.
Awesome. So, hey, today we're here on IGN to talk about Dimension Shellshock. And first of all, I think, did we listen to our fans, Yannick?
I feel like we did. Fans really loved the game and they wanted more. They wanted to play with more characters and keep going back to Shredder's Revenge. And at the top of the list, one of these characters was Usagi Yojimbo, and we were really happy to make him available for this DLC.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember going through comments and looking at like reaction videos. People were requesting that rabbit. We need to play Yojimbo. We need to play Usagi. And I think we did. We did listen to our fans. Fred, since you're game designer, what was your objective with Usagi, like on the sort of the user experience and the gameplay experience?
so obviously with the DLC we wanted to offer new gameplay experiences and add extra layers to our combat system rather than just repeating what we already had. So we decided to push Usagi to be a character that would be quite different and be more like an aerial character. So for starter, Usagi is the only character who can perform the double jump, meaning that you can completely change trajectories in air or adjust your tactics as you go. But also you can perform your complete combo string in the air. So instead of doing the dive kicks like the other characters, you can actually start attacking like you would on the ground, meaning that if you manage to throw an enemy in air, you can basically land a combo on them while they are at their weakest. And all of these powerful air attack, they chain perfectly well with a lot of his standard attack that would send enemies flying. So basically creating new opportunities for air combos. So that's something that we are really proud of.
Awesome. Yeah, Yannick, can you tell us more about how Usagi was difficult, or was there any difficulties implementing and putting Usagi in Shredder's Revenge?
There were very little. I feel like our artists were really excited about making more of a samurai or saber-based character, and he, as a character, there's such a long history of him in comics, of him in animated versions of the Turtles, that there was just like a great library of moves, of character, of feeling that we could draw upon, so we could render him on screen.
I'm in love with this taunt. Just him like sitting down and drinking his tea, stuff like that is just wonderful too. You can really like perceive and feel like the sort of the vibe of the character. So it's a really great addition to Shredder's Revenge. I think we're gonna slowly transition to the survival mode, which is one of the quintessential piece of that new DLC. Fred, please tell us more. Why do a sort of a new game mode, a survival mode, more than like a few more levels?
Yeah, so new levels is obviously the first thing that we thought about when we decided to go ahead with the DLC. But we quickly came to the realization that, by just adding 5 or 6 stages would probably offer maybe like an extra hour of content that players would play, and replay a few times. So we started to discuss about having a mode that would, offer endless hours of challenges and could potentially throw something new at the players every time that they give it a shot. And we started to look at other roguelite types of games out there and decided to actually mix both our usual approach for stage designs, but also into something that would be more like closer to a survival mode. So basically offer an adventure that would still brings players through different dimensions or stages, if you prefer, that would be filled with cameos, but with a constantly changing challenge that would be replayable for endless playthroughs.
Yeah, hey, I'm seeing on screen right now. At the end of every encounter, there's a choice to be made. Can you explain more us about the mechanics and how we progress through the survival mode?
So in Dimension Shellshock survival mode, the players are traveling across the multiverse in order to assemble and collect dimension crystals stolen by mysterious figures. So the players, they travel through multiple arenas where they'll fight hordes of enemies, including new ones. We threw in a few new enemies in there. And they collect crystal shards in order to complete each universe's crystals. So once you collect enough crystals, you'll be able to meet the mysterious master of the void. So and if you beat them, you can either return home or keep traveling, deeper into the dimensions in order to master the leaderboards. So, and every time you complete those arenas, you have the choice between different rewards. So as we can see on screen right now, we have crystal shards. So the higher the amount, maybe the higher the challenge afterward. But yeah, but sometimes you also have cool power-ups and other surprises in there.
Awesome. Hey, we're now traveling to the Edo dimension. Previously, we saw the Mirage or the comic-ish dimension. Yannick, can you tell us more about the universes and the different multiverses that we'll be visiting throughout the DLC?
Yeah, it was really a question of making different worlds that we did not get to in the game. For example, like the Edo dimension was because we're introducing Usagi in the game. It felt like appropriate that we'd have like an Edo dimension that felt like a milieu where you'd see Usagi fight in the comics. So it's not exactly his world from the comics, but that's something reminiscent of. And the same thing for the black and white Mirage dimension. That's also a callback to the classic 80s Turtles comics where the Turtles were born. So we thought it was interesting to have that world that feel like really comic booky. So it was paying homage to the origins of the Turtles. And given that it's a really sort of city environment, we would put some cameos from other mutants like Mondo Gecko or even Half-Court because they felt like they belonged in there.
Yeah, obviously that's what we do at Tribute, is just like putting in, mashing in, like if there's like a cameo or a toy or an old school reference, we can put in something. We'll do it because we're fans before anything else. So yeah, it's really good to see all of that and those cameos in the background. Awesome. Hey, Yannick, who are we seeing right now in the background with the small rats?
It's Amato Koji. He's one of Splinter's ancestors that is just chilling there,
Well,
just
there you
seeing
go.
what's happening.
Hey, what other like cool surprises can we expect from the survival mode? As of probably because I'm thinking of maybe like playing like evil characters. Fred?
Yeah, so basically, like I said previously, every time that you complete a stage, you have the choice of a few rewards. And we are introducing new mechanics to the game. So first you have perks that will last for a few rounds and that will give different bonus effects. You can also, of course, take all of the pizzas because, since this is a challenge where you only have one life when you start, you might want to recover some HP along the way. But we also have the boss mutations, which is something that fans were asking about for a while, like being able to play as Shredder. So we decided to have 3 special playable characters that we can unlock as we go, which are Bebop, Rocksteady, and of course Shredder. And each of them have a complete move list that is reminiscent of what you see in the game, but sometimes it's quite different when you are on the giving side of things instead of the receiving side of things. Like, for example, Shredder has a very powerful counter-attack that you can do, which is very useful to face the different challenges in the game. So it's quite cool to be able to play as these.
Awesome. I think we're seeing right now the Totally Rad perk, which is activated, so all characters can use their special as much as they want.
Yep.
This is really awesome. I think it's gonna really like double down on the couch co-op and just the overall multiplayer experience. I think that.
Oh.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Like, especially since we have like over like 100 unique different, combat challenges that we have. The challenge also, increases as you go, and you have like enemies that will get stronger, and you'll see, like I said, new enemies in there. So I think it's quite people that want to play like a good challenge together will have a good time.
And I think it will offer also like a lot of goodies that will be good for the story mode. And I think just like all those shards that we're collecting right now, they're going to be useful, right? We're going to trade them for what type of goodies, Yannick?
Well, you can gain many things as you collect shards and go further into the survival mode. You can unlock new palettes, new moves, and the palettes are extremely exciting because you get to change your character colors, and those color palettes are homages to the wide-ranging world and eras of the Turtles, whether it's comics, movies, other video games, stuff like that. I think that fans will be really... it's something that fans wanted ever since the first time they saw the game in trailers. And speaking of one thing that the fans also wanted, I like to mention that we also have Karai as a playable character in the Dimension Shellshock, and now she just transformed back from Bebop to her ninja princess self. And we were really stoked about adding her to the game. We know she's a fan favorite from the animated shows, but she's a creation that comes all the way from the classic Eastman and Laird comics, and it was really cool to bring her in.
Yeah, obviously, I think we're speaking to the old school fan. I'm myself a children of the '80s, but having Karai, which was more popular, I guess, in the 2003-ish animated series, if I'm correct. So
Yes.
we're trying to just fan service everyone, and on the palettes also, I think we've over delivered. We have so much to offer visually, and I'm very anxious, and I'm really eager to see what the community is going to find out. And the palettes, they don't have like specific names, but they're clearly clear references. So I guess the community and the fans are going to have like so much fun figuring out. Sorry, go ahead, Yannick.
That's for the fans to find out, not for us to tell. Like, that's the pleasure.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
The fun of spotting which palette is which incarnation.
So there's much. Hey, and also since there's always a bunch of cameos that we try to stick in. What are we seeing, and who are we seeing in the background of Omni Channel 6?
The wonderful Cuddly the Cowlick from the TMNT Adventures comics, and Kerma, the turtle from Shellrula, who is from a really deep cut character from the '87 series.
Awesome. Hey, guys, thank you so much. I guess that's it for us today. We invite everyone, all the fans, to go ahead and grab Dimension Shellshock, the DLC for TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Guys, thank you so much. Guys at IGN, thank you so much for that opportunity. And everyone, thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.